Okay, number 11 is graphing a piecewise function. So let's take a look at the first one here. I'll do that in blue. It's 3 plus x. We know it's a line. It has a domain restriction, and it's going from -3 to 0. So let's plug in those two numbers to get our point. So if I plug in -3, I get 0. So my point I would plot is -3, 0. So let's plot that point. Before I make the dot, let's look at what it says. Does it include this number? Yes, it does, because it's got a bracket. So I'm going to make a solid dot on -3, 0. And then it goes all the way to 0. So let's plug in 0 for x. My result is 3. So my input is 0, my output is 3. Now what kind of a dot am I going to have for this one? This one's going to be open because it has a parenthesis there. So 0, 3 is going to look weird, but it's an open circle. And because we know it's a line, we connect them straight. So there's the first piece of my piecewise function. The second part, right here, not a line, this is a dot, a point. What is the point? 0 is the x, 3 is the y. So it's actually right on top of that open blue circle that I made. So it actually does include this point in the domain. Last one I'll do in green. It's a square root function. So that's that hook one. So let's talk about square root. What is my domain here? It starts at 0 and it goes on forever. So if I plug in 0, we know the answer is 0. Does it include the 0, 0? Well, let's take a look at this thing here. It is a parenthesis, so that means it's an open circle. So on 0, 0, I'm going to have an open circle. What other numbers can I use for the square root? All right, let's do the square root of 4. My x, my y would be 2, so it's 4, 2. Now let's plot that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And because it just keeps going for infinity, infinity, I know I'm going to start there at that open circle and keep going with an arrow. So this is what my piecewise function looks like. Domain. What's my smallest x? It looks like it's at -3. And it's solid. Keeps going to infinity. My range. What's my lowest y value? It is definitely 0. Even though you see that the green one is open, the blue circle still has a 0 as a point, so we must include 0, and it also goes up to infinity. X-intercepts, that's where I was crossing the x-axis, so that would be -3, 0, 0, 0. Y-intercept, 0, 3.